Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rob Satch from Feedbackwrench. I do websites and marketing for businesses, but if you are starting up your own business, if you're starting up anything, if you're a new entrepreneur and you're just getting your business going and you're not in an MLM, if you're thinking about an MLM, get out of the multi-level marketing stuff. Do not get into a pyramid scheme. There's a fundamental problem there. But if you're getting going and you don't have a lot of money, here's what I want to do. I want to talk about the stack that's inexpensive, the technology and marketing stack, the things you can do that are really inexpensive that I think will help you a ton. And this is really going to help you get your business going. So the first thing that you're going to do when you start out is you need to start, I would this is free and it's kind of repeat, but you got to go out and you have to have a couple coffee meetings with people who have businesses that you would like to sell to and people who are in the industry that you are. And when I say coffee meetings in COVID, that means you call them and you say, hey, I just have some questions. Go in there and get some perspective. Have some conversations by asking phenomenal questions of other entrepreneurs, business owners. You just say something like this, hey, you know what, I just want to call and I need to get some perspective. You've been a business owner or you've worked with other businesses like what I want to build. Here's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking about starting my own remodeling company and I want to specialize in XYZ. If you were me, knowing what you know about startups or business or remodeling or construction or anything, what kind of advice would you have for me as I get going? Then shut up and listen and get that information. Another thing that you could do is go to people who find some peers and some mentors and just say, hey, looking back at your business, what are 3 or 4 mistakes you made that you would fix if you could, right? So that's the first thing, get some perspective. The second thing that I would do is you gotta start planning, writing out, here's what you need to write out. What's your company name? What's your exact services, 1 to 3 services that you're gonna focus on? Then you wanna create kind of a hierarchy there so that you figure out what's the most important. And then once you do that, I would work on some of the softer stuff, which is your mission, what you're setting out to do, your purpose, why you're gonna do it, your values, who you are as you do it, right? Those are kind of what your company is, and great companies, in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins, he talks about that phenomenal, long-lasting companies have their values, have their mission, have their purpose, figured out why they do it. Like, for example, I exist to help fill people's sales. Really, my purpose is to maximize the efforts of entrepreneurs. And the reason why I do that is because I know I can impact their life in a huge way. Nothing impacts their life better than I can help their marriages. I can help them be better parents. I can help them so much by getting them out of the struggle that so many entrepreneurs are in because they're good at execution, they're bad at sales. My values, how I will live out the virtues in my life, the values that I hold and all my employees will hold are that we are trustworthy, competent, enjoyable, and rigorous. And I could give you speech after speech after speech of why those are our values and we will never leave them. They're phenomenal, but I sat and chewed on that for a long time. And then you start getting into like your actual mission and what you're trying to do. My mission is to help make the web your best employee. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to use advertising and websites to fill your sales funnel and dominate your competitors. So I have a couple different takes on that. So what's cool about that is that will give you the why behind what you're doing. It will fuel your writing and fuel your passion. If you can put on some Hans Zimmer music and go off in a corner and start thinking about that, I'm telling you, figure out your mission, what you do, your purpose, why you do it, your values, who you are while you do it, and then get into what's your exact business name, what are your exact services, what's the core problem that each service is addressing, what's the differentiator for what you're trying to do differently than every other competitor. And then you could start getting into some scope of work. So start defining. Number 1, get some perspective. Number 2, start defining. Number 3, get some reps. But here's the free stack that you want to get into. So first of all, if you don't have a lot of money and you're getting started, here's the first thing you do. You open your Google My Business account. And when you go to google.com/business and you get going, you're going to fill out all the information on that profile, Google My Business, so google.com/business. Get that filled out, and then you want to go to anybody who trusts you and get them to give you votes of confidence by asking for a review and then sending them the link for that. I got other videos that show you how to do that, but start building up your credibility with your Google My Business. In there, if you go to domains.google.com, you're able to buy a domain for $12 a year, which is really easy. Only pick short, clear, decisive and unique domain names. I would rather you pick your last name and the service, if it can be short, if it can be unique, rather than some long rambling whatever. Domains, you don't need to have exact match domains. It is good if you look at it and I know what you do. That is a positive. So putting like the actual service category within the name, Satram CPA or Rob's marketing agency or whatever that is, that can be good, but get that domain. And then in the Google My Business profile, if you don't have any money and you don't have any skill, they actually have a free Google website builder. And when you get into Google My Business and it's all set up and verified, you can go to the side and there's a website thing and you can create a basic website. And I'm telling you, that thing will work. It doesn't do a ton beyond its basic functionality. Like you can't hook up Facebook pixels. It doesn't let you advertise with other platforms very well. Google really nails it down, but so that's what I would do. Google My Business. Then I would go do a website either with Squarespace. If you're really inexpensive, you don't have much, Squarespace is a really good tool to get it going. WordPress can be good, but it's a little bit more complicated. I think if I was all by myself doing it, and I didn't really know what I was doing, I would do it on Squarespace. And then there's all sorts of tips that you want to do from there. In its most basic, make sure you have a form, a contact form, a call you form, a message you thing. Like make it easy for people to get in touch with you, right? But the reason why you need a website and a Google My Business is those are the tools that inbound marketing will use. So when people, maybe they find out about you and they actually search your name, if they actually do what's called a branded search and they search your name, doggone it, you better show up for your own name, right? If you don't show up for your own name, that's crap. You have to have some outlet, right? And on there, you want to have your contact information, have your title, make a hero section where it's what you do and have some calls to action. That's a whole other conversation. But even on that Google Sites, you can do a free Google site and it can really work for you. Get your Google My Business. I would also then open up a Bing Places. So go to Bing Places, open that up, get your Facebook opened up, a Facebook page. And then I would start building reviews on Facebook and using Bing Places. The next thing I would do is go on to Apple Maps and submit it there. So basically what you're doing, and then I would go on to Yelp and I would submit it there. And those are the biggest kind of review platforms. And once those are all open, here's a key while you're doing that is make sure that the business name is exactly the same. So it's Feedbackwrench, web design and advertising on every single one. If that's going to be your title, that's what it should say as the header and the title and everything, so that the internet can see that you are one name, right? If you're AAA something, AAA cars or AAA tires or AAA concrete, you got to be really careful because there's a million businesses with those names. The next thing I would do is I would sign up for HubSpot. Now, HubSpot actually has a free CRM. Customer Relationship Manager, and HubSpot's free CRM has a great tool that you'll want to use. There you can stay organized with your people. You can stay organized with your emails. Now, because you bought your domain at Google Domains, the next thing I would do is I would go into your domains.google.com and I would buy G Suite. So I would do your email through Google. I would do all your Drive through Google, your storage, your backup, everything through Google. Yes, it's different than Office, right? Some people just freak out. They're like, I need Office 365. There are a lot of advantages being on Google. So if you get your email, so it'd be rob@mydomain.com, and then you hook it up to HubSpot, even the free one, you're able to send emails out of there. You can actually track the emails when they've been open. You can stay organized. You can create a basic sales funnel, and you can keep track of where people are. You can call on them. You can use the app. HubSpot is phenomenal. They give away so much for free. It's stupid. Their higher end stuff, their marketing platform, their sales platform, or some of the other things are certainly more expensive, but that's neither here nor there. Once you hit a certain point, we can also use some different, we do HubSpot all the time. We also use ActiveCampaign and a couple of other things, but that would be what I would do to get going for free. And here's the last piece of advice I have for you. You've got to get your website up. You got to get some reviews. And then I would just start advertising, for crying out loud. And I would advertise on search, Bing or Google or Microsoft Bing and Google. And even if you're early, if you just commit $10 a day, that's $300 a month. That sounds like a lot. But if you do it in a tight little area around your keyword, maybe just in your neighborhood, and you get it figured out. So if you're just starting, It doesn't matter if you're a financial planner, if you're selling tires, if you're fixing cars, if you're doing concrete, or if you're a landscaping company, whatever that is. If you just do that, when people search, and if you write a good ad, they'll see you. And search is amazing because people are pre-qualifying themselves as they're interested and they need it. So that's my last piece of advice. But the free sets of stuff as you're getting going is I would use G Suite for your email. I would get HubSpot free and integrate that with your G Suite. I would use Google Domains and buy it from there. I would also, and I probably sound like a shill for Google, but I'm telling you, they just have really well-priced stuff for free or easy. You can even do your website on Squarespace if you wanted to, or you could do it through Google Domains or on the Google My Business. I would get into your Google My Business, get into your Facebook, open up Yelp, and get cracking on that. So good luck with everything that you do. God bless. And if you need help doing this in a serious way, go to feedbackwrench.com. We'd love to help you.